What did you like about your final round today?
I made the putt on the first, and I had made my eagle putt yesterday, and it just kind of seemed like, finally there was a hole. I've been putting, actually stroking it is really well coming into this week, and I didn't have much go in at Hilton Head, but statistically I've been on a really good putting run, and I just kind of got in a lull for what seemed to be, Hilton Head into the off week, even into the first few days here, and luckily today seemed to get out of it. And it wasn't just making, birdie putts. It was, the constant 3 to 4 footers for par that just felt a little bit easier than they did earlier in the week. I just had a couple go in, and, I knew there wasn't going to be much wind today. I knew that in order to make up really any ground, you had to shoot 6 under or better. And I thought that, something around 8 to 10 would get me a top 10, maybe even a top 5, and we'll see how it pans out. I got a bit lucky on 18. I thought I hit it in the water, and I ended up making birdie, and those are the kind of breaks that, sometimes you need to shoot 62.
Of the 9 birdies, would you say that was the most important one today, or was there a...
Honestly, just seeing the putt go in the middle on number 1 was nice. I mean, it was only 6 or 7 feet, but it was an uphill right to lefter, and I'd missed, for whatever reason, my last 3 or 4 from 4 to 6 feet uphill right to left. And I played them too high, and I just went firmer and lower and knocked it in. I just thought, wow, okay, I liked how that felt. I saw one go in. I feel like I'm going to scare the hole from now on, and I hit the lip on the next 2, made it on 4 and 5 and 6, and it just seemed a bit easier from there. I mean, you can go in lulls, and I know how to bounce out of it. I know that you can bounce out of them literally in a hole or 2. And sometimes when you're putting well, you have to have a lot of rounds that are bad in order to not feel good. But the good news is that bipolarness on the greens can bounce back to positive pretty quickly.
You've had a lot of consistency this season. It seems like you're getting into that more. A lot of bogey-free rounds, a lot of solid finishes. Is that been a goal to try and get back to that position of consistent play?
Yes, the ultimate goal is consistent play, but it's not bogey avoidance or anything like that. I'm not changing strategy. It's just that my mechanics are just getting a little bit better each week. I'm able to do stuff maybe that I wasn't able to do last year, that maybe my wrist is holding me back. I'm not sure. But, I feel really good about what we're working on. I know how to, I need to get a little bit on top of. I started to kind of get some nerves going on the back 9. I didn't drive it great when I was driving it really well, so I need to figure out why that was. But, little nuances like that when you start to feel like you're in contention, contention for second place, but in contention, nonetheless, the more you can do that, the easier it feels the next time. So just try to go into next week and get off to, just cap off what these last really 19 holes were here.
Jordan, is this something that maybe you've thought about or even dreamt about in the past? You and Scottie pointed home at the top of the leaderboard at a pro event, except there's a 9-shot gap.
Yeah.
You thought about that a lot?
Well, I just always, and 3 years ago I was there, which was cool. But that was probably the best chance I've ever had in this event, was 22. I don't really care who else is there, to be honest. But yeah, with Scottie there, I don't think this counts. I went off 2 hours ahead of him. But yeah, it would have been really cool if I were the one in that last group, and at least we were going back and forth a little. That would have been pretty fun. I think just being hometown players. So we had awesome crowds the first 2 days. I wish that I would have been able to keep up with them those 2 rounds. It was nice to maybe shoot a round that'll hold. He might even shoot 10 today. So who knows?
But that's like a tournament dream, really. For these local people, see you guys out here like that.
That's great. It doesn't matter to me who else is up there, but it's. I play a lot of golf with him in town here. I know if I'm able to clip him when we're playing at home, then I'm playing really well. That's just the way it's been the last few years, and it didn't used to be that way. I used to get him every time, and so it's inspiring what he's doing. It makes me want to work harder and be better, especially after watching it for 2 days and just getting my butt kicked. I didn't play great golf, but even if I did, it would have been hard to be at 18 under in 2 rounds. I don't think I've ever done that. And so just getting your butt kicked right there face to face at this tournament really stinks. And so it's a little icing on the cake, I guess, to finish to backdoor into a top 10 or top 5 or whatever ends up happening.
To me, is for
unfortunately, you won a hometown event.
Thank you. I'll take it.
How difficult is it to win in your hometown? Are there extra?
I think that it would have been more difficult, like back in the day. I don't feel that it would be like as difficult now for some reason. I think just having played so many of them, and then you just play so many tournaments, you're just like, oh, it's another tournament, and it's easier to win that way versus putting any extra emphasis anywhere. But sure, you do want it. I want it as like I'm trying to think about 3 years ago when I had a chance, in the last few holes. It's like I don't remember that feeling different from many other events other than off the course. Off the course it means more, but when you're there, just like I got to play this shot to this spot, try to make birdies. So if you're focused the right way, then it doesn't make much of a difference. But I won't win this one, but hopefully Colonial would be a fun one in a few weeks.
Assuming, go ahead.
You lose on golf championships in your weeks coming up, and one of those being a PGA Championship. How much momentum do you feel like this gives you going into these next couple of weeks?
It's good. I felt like in my last 3-week stretch there, which was San Antonio, Augusta, Hilton Head, it was like I just felt like there was 2 easily avoidable shots per round, like just random stuff that, I thinned a bunker shot where I never thin a bunker shot or something, and make double when I should make par, like random stuff, like 1 in 50 situations that I'm doing to myself. And I did it the first 2 rounds here, and then I did a better job the last 2 days of not. And that I just need to gradually improve. The way that I'm improving, I don't need to do anything different. I just need to push it more. And then again, these little mistakes, just take care of them. It's easier said than done. We're always going to make some kind of mistake, but I just felt like there was 8 shots a week. And so it was like I'm finishing 12th or 14th or something. It's like that's just 2 of those 8 is the top 5, and it's just I guess all that to say it feels close. I'm not going to try to force anything, and this was a good improvement.
Assuming Scottie gets to the finish line in an event you both want to win badly, how happy will you be for him?
Yeah, very. Like I just mentioned, it's what he's doing is very inspiring. What he's been doing is inspiring given, it wasn't that long ago I was definitely better than him. And then now I'm definitely not right now. And I hate admitting that about anybody. But I just watched it, those first 2 rounds. I'm like, I got to get better. And it's very inspiring. And obviously at this event, it's this event, but it could be anywhere. I'm not jealous of like him winning this event over any other. I'm jealous of anyone that wins any week. And, I want to be the person there, and that's my drive. And when he does it, it's nice because, one, I just played with him these 2 rounds, but I'm also playing with him at home. I'm like, well, I've got more of a gauge on exactly where I need to be when I'm getting to play a lot of golf with him. So he certainly has earned this one. I don't see it going anywhere but just fine for him coming down the stretch, and I'm gonna be super pumped that when Scottie wins, I'm happy. It doesn't matter where it is. I love it when if I'm not going to win, I like when he wins.
Last one, what you played with Siwoo all 4 rounds.
Yeah.
How much fun was that, and did you think it helped you at all?
I would sign up to be paired with him. Maybe one of my favorite pairings on tour. Just really entertaining. He and Manny are just so entertaining, and he's fast. He roots for you. It's an easy pairing. Yeah, I'm sure we were obviously celebrating. We both wanted it after number 9 yesterday, and he's just a tremendous talent. So you're watching shots that like I like to play around the greens, but not many people like to play them. So he was like, hold my beer and watch this, pretty much. Like he'll one up you on shots that you think that you're good at. So it's very fun.
Thanks, Jordan.
Appreciate it.
Hey, your dad told me about his friend in Marion on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
All right.